Welcome back to the ASUS ROG DreamLeague live here at DreamHack Summer, and we are in the middle of our lower bracket finals. It's a best of 5. We just had our first game where Virtus.pro was able to take out Ninjas in Pajamas, and they will be looking for revenge in the second game, which is of course coming very soon. But before that, let's talk about that first game, because we talked about the game obviously before the series. We mentioned the Bristleback for G, we mentioned the Centaur for DK Phobos, and we mentioned the Winter Wyvern for FMG. Yep. They seem to be getting everything they wanted.
I think one of the core things in that game is G on his Bristleback and how efficiently he farms. He's constantly stacking camps, whether it be Ancients or the medium camp beside mid, and he just allows... What's wrong, Andy?
Nothing. I was just admiring the fact that I sat down and I put my headset on and it actually wasn't, the in-ear wasn't plugged in, so I couldn't really hear anything that you guys were saying. So I was like, that's odd, and then I just casually turned around and fixed it. So it's good now.
You have connected to, you have switched them around, actually. Yes.
It's kind of embarrassing.
So we can't actually properly hear you right now.
I got you.
Andy.
Try?
There we go.
No?
No?
Yes.
No, yes. Okay,
yes.
Cool. Well, I didn't switch them. I just didn't realize both of them were unplugged. I thought only one was unplugged, but now we're good.
Okay, good.
So I wanted to say one thing about that game, and I think Cinderin brought it up during the match, is the Bristleback pick for me was kind of it was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
There was no way that NiP had any heroes to deal with that at any stage. Even if, for instance, the PL gets the Fusel Blade, all you're really doing is successfully burning the hero's mana. And sure, that's kind of good in the sense that you might save the rest of your teammates from getting just quill spam to death, but you never actually have a real way of killing him. And the one time G died, he was actually diving for a Rax. He was alone, completely 1v5.
And he almost got killed anyway.
He almost killed 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
So to me, it was the Bristleback was great. I like the Centaur pick a lot as well. Just allows you more flexibility in fights. And even with NiP getting a strong start, it's just those 2 heroes could not be dealt with.
What was the story of the game for you, Owen?
I think pretty much what these guys were saying. It looked very flashy and very good at the start for NiP. Yeah. They were getting the kills. They went about 5-0 very early on. But you were kind of looking at the board, looking at the net worth, and you're like, okay, G and Illidan, they're getting a lot of spaces. Suddenly G's about 2k ahead of the Puck, and because Puck's, he's been very mobile. He's been going to that top lane time and time again. They've been killing Phobos. The supports from the side of VP have kind of been turning up, and Illidan and G have been like, it's fine, guys. You just deal with them. We'll keep farming. And then there was that point where, G turns up to the fight. He's got a Crimson Garden. NiP, they just can't kill him. He stays alive for the entirety of the fight. They turn it around, and then eventually gets to the point where VP, they're ready to get on the aggressive. They start to push, and at the start of every fight, NiP, they're losing 2-3 heroes that haven't got the buyback available. They lose the towers, and it just gets to that point where NiP are playing from so far behind, there was never a chance of them coming back into it.
Now, a lot of fights this game indeed, and we have selected one for the drawing board with Shadelytics.
Welcome to the drawing board. So we're going to watch FNG and his Winter Wyvern in this fight. And basically, I don't know, Scriff had a little joke beforehand about why it's so good for CIS Dota. Because you can kind of stop your teammates going completely ham. But he's this ulti here, on the, first of all, it's it's so amazing to having this control. But Jonas gets this amazing vacuum, and the rocket barrage from Illidan is actually killing the illusions as it's happening, so more and more is spawning.
The fight being spread out like this is very favorable for Virtus.pro as well. They have complete control of this fight. They will lose Illidan at some point here, but the control is just in the hands of Virtus.pro.
Honestly, G can just be so front line in their face. He keeps both the cores back away from VP. It's very difficult. As a PL, you want to focus your illusions on the supports, but it's impossible with G at the front line. And
it's every single team fight that I saw, this one was a tiny bit different, but the Tombstone would always get focused down, and then at the end of it, it's you could never deal with G. Even through this fight, he's still low health, but how do you actually commit to him? How do you go in and say, okay, yeah, we have the burst to take him down? I liked it a lot more the other day when NiP actually picked things like Shadow Demon and even Slardar against the Bristleback, because it gives you a real answer and says, okay, well, yeah, if you have a tendency to go in, the 2 ways, the Bane was great because of Enfeeble and Nightmare, and you just make sure he can't do anything, or you just straight up kill him by picking Shadow Demon with the Soul Catcher, or you get Amp. So I think you need one of those 2 things if VP are going to get Bristle, or you just ban it.
Well, we're going to find out what they're going to do because we are actually already in the second game. So it is time for our second game between Virtus.pro and Ninjas in Pajamas with Luminous and Cinderin.